When we left Motown, which there was a couple of reasons why we left, the first record company we sought out and that came to us it was ABC Dunhill, and they had these writers, Lambert and Potter, and they played these two songs for us, Keeper of the Castle, which was the first release, and then Ain't No Woman. But they played them, and we knew they both were hits, and that's what sealed the deal for us to go in there, because we really know that music and hits is the key. You know, wherever you go, if you got the songs and you can deliver them, you know, it can happen. So we didn't even ask any other question. When we heard the songs, we was ready to sign the deal, which we did. And we talked a lot about it after we recorded, and we said, well, we all decided we should release Keep It the Castle first, because that was a hit, but we knew Ain't No Woman would be a bigger hit. It would be better to have a follow-up stronger than the lead one, as opposed to letting the strongest one go out and don't have a strong follow-up. So we calculated that one. I mean, coming from Motown, I guess we started thinking like a record company. And we all decided that was the way to go, and it really worked. Keep It the Castle went to close to the top 10, which let people know that the Four Tops was still a viable group, even away from Motown, which proved the point to us. When we left Motown, we weren't sure if we were a total product of the Motown family and umbrella, or could we really do it? So it was like a real adventure for us to seek that out, and right away we found out we can handle it. TNT came about from the 25th anniversary special. Barry Gordy and his team put together this idea of Four Tops and Temps singing together, exchanging songs, and that's like a battle royal, you know. And evidently, we really realized that people like that. I mean, that was one of the highlights of the show. There was many highlights, of course, but that was one of them. So myself and our manager, Ron Strasser, said, wow, Duke, that would be great to take this on the road. So we talked to the Temps. He said, yeah, we would like to do that. And so we put a show together, and that was 1983. Now, we've been doing at least 40% of our engagements every year is still Tops and Temps. Everybody likes that pairing. You know, it's a good combination, you know, because people have been putting us against each other ever since our first records together. You know, there's the Temps fans, there's the Top fans, and there's the fans that like them both. And they always compare, well, who's the best? And we're really two different groups. It's not who's the best. We both are totally different, but if they think that, that's wonderful. And they still do. They still come to the show. Well, we're going to see who's going to get cooked out tonight. You know, so people love that. We have a lot of fun with it, and it's enjoyable. And it's been carried out throughout the world for all these years, well over 20, almost 30 now. Being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or any Hall of Fame that is part of your career, is really a milestone. I mean, that's almost like the ultimate compliment to you, your group, your longevity, your talents. It was really a highlight of our career. I mean, because when you start out, you know, as kids from the ghetto, you don't think in terms of ever becoming rock and roll or a Hall of Famer. You just, you know, you want to do something big, and you want to make some money, you want to be able to take care of the family and stuff like that, and hopefully you make it big. You know, you have big dreams, but you still don't think in terms of Hall of Fame, you know. So when we inducted in the Hall of Fame, to me, that's the ultimate gift, you know, aside from many, many others that we have. That is probably the ultimate gift from the world, from the peers, is to, you know, anoint you with the rest of the people that you hold very dear in your head, you know. So it's really a milestone, very precious to me.
Wow, you know, my dad, being Lawrence Payton, one of the original Four Tops, never really put music and singing. He never pushed that on us. You know, his thing was, you know, it'd be nice for us to have a couple of doctors in the family, lawyers, that kind of thing. So he sent us to school for all of that. He never even, in our household, we heard everything. Sergio Mendes, we were Pink Floyd, the Rolling Stones, of course, all of the Motown. It was nothing for me to wake up and see Marvin Gaye in the house or some of the Marvelettes, Smokey. It was just normal to me. But even in that environment, we were never groomed to be into the music industry.
Because never did we ever realize or think that we would be separated. I mean, we still had that boyish, you know, feeling and dream that we would always be together singing, having fun, you know. taking care of our family, raising our family together and doing all those kind of things, keeping our family store running well. When he passed away, it was devastating. Myself, Obie, and Levi, we talked about it. We grieved about it. We started to give it up. Then we thought more about it, said, well, Lawrence would want us to carry on. We have a lot of people that still love us. Let's see if we can handle it. Now, at that particular time, our agent and our managers were saying, well, you need to add a guy. We said, well, we're not going to do that. So we said, we'll work, but we're only going to work with 3, and we're going to still call ourselves the Four Tops, because it's a name that we've created and lived with, and we're not going to change it. They said, well, either you add a guy or you change the name. So we're not doing either. And we did that for about a year. Nobody complained. No one complained at all. What we did do, we let one of our musicians, in fact, our conductor, sang the 4th part. So at least the sound, or close to the sound, would be there. So after a year, I think some of our grieving kind of subsided. And Levi and I thought it was about time to fill up the hole, get somebody that could at least attempt doing that part. To me, none of our originals can ever be replaced. But the group we have now, they're really doing a fine job. I mean, it's just a new Four Tops.
It was kind of difficult. The Tops were 3 Tops for a couple of years, and Duke and Obie approached me and said, would you be interested in being one of the Tops? I said, absolutely. And so they brought me in, and I kind of sat behind stage, and I sang my note, but I was watching how they did their steps and everything, so kind of being schooled from behind the stage. And